What's going on, everybody? D-Style Boxing here in the building. A lot to talk about. So much to talk about. I'll be riding solo tonight, just me and my Modelo, baby, my Chelada. That's what I'm talking about. Got round one, William Boxing. Round one again, and Team Batman Boxing. How are y'all doing? Stephen, how's it going? So much to talk about. First, hit my like button if you're listening right now, whether it's live or whether you're listening on archive. Let me know if the audio is good and all that good stuff. Stephen has now stepped into the building. So much to talk about. So we're going to start off with, of course, So let's do some good, bad, and ugly of this upcoming card right now, or cards, or fights. SSC, how's it going, mi hermano? How's it going? Showtime Boxing, the spring-summer schedule, not one but two seasons, ladies and gentlemen. Not one but two seasons. Not just for the spring now. This is for the summer too. I want to put that out there. Showtime, the premium network. Let's check it out. By the way, two of the cards are on pay-per-view. Wham bam. Thank you, sir. You're gonna have to pay for this shit. I'm letting you know right now. Okay? All right. Dual ball grind in the building. How's it going? Outlaw, how you doing? Check this out, okay? March 26th, Tim Tszyu against Tara Gaucher. Solid fight. No complaints here. That's all they got for us for March, though. Like this sucks. March sucks. It sucks. I'm just saying. Let's put it out there. March sucks. Anyway, April 9th, Erickson Lubin, Sebastian Fondura. April 16th, Errol Spence versus Yordenis Ugas, I apologize. March 14th, or May 14th, so like almost a month later, they're not going to have anything for a month. From April 16th, they got nothing until March 14th. And that's when they're going to come out with Jermall Charlo versus Brian Castano 2. That is for Undisputed, ladies and gentlemen. Just put that out there. Nando Llamas in the building. How's it going? David Benavidez versus David Lemieux, May 21st. May 28th, Gervonta Davis versus Ronaldo Romero. That's on, I was going to say and it's on pay-per-view. All right. That shit sucks. Matt Chat in the building. How's it going? Stephen Folte versus Danny Roman. Good fight. June 4th. June 18th, Jermall Charlo versus Sulecki. And ladies and gentlemen, they didn't even bother finding a photo for Sulecki, as you could see. As it zooms in, let it zoom in a little bit. No photo for Sulecki. That's what they got for Sulecki, ladies and gentlemen. They don't even got a photo for your opponent of Jermall Charlo. Of course, Mark Magsayo versus Ray Vargas. Good fight. I'm looking forward to Mark Magsayo versus Ray Vargas. It's going to be a hell of a fight. Shout out to Tony Boswell. Says much respect to D-Style Boxing. The Jermall versus Castano fight is on my birthday, May 14th. All right. I'm going to the fight. I will be at the Spence versus Ugas, then Charlo Castano, man. Tony Boswell doing the rounds. But you've earned it. Hard work pays off. You get to watch those amazing fights. Good for you, Tony. Hope they're great fights for you. And in case I forget, happy birthday, but I won't forget. But either way, check this out. To me, the best fight on this entire schedule is Jermall Charlo against Brian Castano. That's the best one. All right. After that, I would say a close second. But Spence Ugas, I think it's a good close second. I do like the Roman fight with Fulton. I do like Fondura Lubin. Timzu Gachet is like, I mean, I get it, but like that's all they're giving us for March. The worst fight on the schedule by far is Jermall Charlo versus Sulecki. He was the worst fight the last time. And then he's the worst fight again. Like, how many times are you going to be the worst fight, dude? How many times is Jermall Charlo going to be the worst fight? For how long is this going to go on? For how long does this need to continue? It's pathetic. It's what it is. So I'll call it out for what it is, but it's pathetic, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, for those just coming in, this is the 97th edition of Hispanics Causing Panic. A lot to talk about. Jermall, Big Charlo. Big Charlo has disappointed once again. Why is that? And why is that permitted? Why is that? And why is that allowed? Why is that? And how is that tolerated? How do his fans to walk around with a straight face and like say anything to me or anybody? Now, Jermall is just a symptom of a trash division right now. That is the middleweight division. Batista, you're being too harsh. No, I'm not. The middleweight division is the 2022 version of the Wizard of Oz. Now, the Wizard of Oz is an old-ass movie. In fact, the Wizard of Oz was an old-ass movie when I was born. It's an old movie. But if you're familiar with it, Dorothy wants to get back home to Kansas. She's having a nightmare. Like a tornado hit her Kansas or whatever, and she somehow ended up in Oz, and she's trying to find her way back home. And they tell her, go find a wizard. So she's over here trying to find a wizard. On her way there, she runs into the Tin Men. She runs into the Scarecrow, and she runs into the Cowardly Lion. Because they're off to find the wizard. They're off to find the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. So he's going to help them out. The Tin Man is Munguia. He still needs work. He's not 100% fluid out there. Needs some oil in those armpits. Shout out to Major Key Boxing, by the way. Nando Llamas in the building. How you doing? Dorothy is Triple G. Yes. Me home. Me back home. Me go to Vegas. Me need to fight Canelo Alvarez. Yes. The Scarecrow. I mean, since everybody says he's a boogeyman, everybody's scared of him, right? What are Scarecrows for? That is the one and only Andrade. Andrade is a Scarecrow, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody wants to fight. Everybody's scared, right? Andrade's a Scarecrow. Does anybody want to take a guess who the Cowardly Lion is? Who is the Cowardly Lion of the middleweight division? Batista, you can't say that. Don't say it. It's wrong. Who is the cowardly lion of the middleweight division? Let's take a wild guess. Who's the cowardly lion? Got the 10-man. And Munguia. Triple G is Dorothy. Well, wait, find me again. I want to go back. Yes. The Scarecrow. Because everybody's so scared of him, is Andrade. Who's the cowardly lion? Triple G's Dorothy. Who's the cowardly lion? Jermall Charlo. Duval got it. All right. In this Wizard of Oz 2022 Middleweight Division edition, he's the cowardly lion. All right. Ain't fighting nobody. Ain't building his resume. Keeps following that yellow brick road of nothingness. And they're all off to find the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. That's what they're doing. Instead of fighting each other, ladies and gentlemen, instead of doing that, and instead of building upon their own resumes, they're out here walking the yellow brick road, hoping to find a payday is what they're doing. All right? Follow this yellow brick road, and hey, that is payday. Right? You'll find Canelo there at some point. Still can't unify. Still can't fight world champions. They still can't fight anybody. Why is this? Why is this? Habitat, the 10-man can be whoever you want, brother. They're all walking the same yellow brick road anyway. That's all they're doing. So, after all this barking that we were hearing last week, oh, Canelo, why doesn't he fight this guy? Oh, Canelo, you don't want to fight Charlo. And I said, just wait and see. Let's see what Charlo's going to fight. It was rumored that it was going to be Munguia. We all got excited, right? Oh, hey, that's a good fight. But apparently the fight's not going to happen. According to Espinosa and Fairness, the fight was set and agreed upon by Munguia. Then Golden Boy wanted to make it a joint venture on pay-per-view with the Zone, right? The Zone's on pay-per-view now, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I didn't know. The Zone's on pay-per-view now. Just so you know now, all right? To let you know, all right? But that is that. We're going to see where this Jermall Charlo thing goes, but man, this fight's trash. He's going to be fighting Sulecki. And then we'll see him again in 2023, right? Because he fights once a year. So I guess next year we'll see him at some point. But that's what Jermall's fighting. Jermall Charlo almost in his mid-30s, ladies and gentlemen. He better fight somebody soon. Meanwhile, his little brother is fighting, Jermall is fighting for the undisputed crown at 154 pounds. Jermall Charlo has been quoted as saying, if Canelo wants to fight me, he should come down to 160. Well, that ain't going to happen, right? With moves like fighting Sulecki, is this a dude that's trying to make a name for himself? Is this it? Oh, but what Canelo's doing? Dude, you get all of the entire middleweight division. Get all of them. Get every single one of these suckers, all of them, put them all together. Let's get their resume put together against Canelo's. It's not even close. They just want to walk the yellow brick road and hope they find the Wizard of Oz. That's all they're doing. They're not doing some Clubber Lang shit. Moving up and fighting Benavidez and knocking him out the way you said you could knock him out. The way you said you could do it, that would have made a statement. But he didn't make a statement. No statement was made. That's why Wiznello. They're out to find the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Nello. Like, that's what they're looking for. They just want that payday right now, man. And they're going to allow, of course, their fan bases will fight to the death. I wish they fought just as hard to make good fights happen like their fan bases fight for them on YouTube and Twitter. That's what I wish. I wish they would step up and actually step up in competition. Sulecki wouldn't be a problem if Sulecki was just a fight, before he has a bigger fight in 3 rounds month of line or something. But that's not what it is. This is the once a year fight for Jermall Charlo. That's what this is. Congratulations. You're going to get Sulecki. Sulecki, ladies and gentlemen. So disappointing is right, Team Batman. So disappointing is right. Hit my like button, by the way. Share this video on social media platforms. Shout out to those listening to me on the audio versions. I definitely appreciate the support. Much appreciated. All right. Of course, the audio version includes Amazon Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and Audio Boom. So shout out to that. Check this out, man. I want Jermall Charlo to step up. Hopefully he'll fight again this year. If this is the only fight he's going to give us this year, that's very disappointing. And who knows? Sulecki might pull it off. You never fucking know. I mean, that'll be funny as fuck. I'll tell you that. So there you go. I want to talk about Lee Woods versus Michael Conlan. Lee Woods, Michael Conlan, ladies and gentlemen. This was a good fight. Great fight, actually. This fight, I mean, I don't even know if I have anything to complain about when it comes to this fight. I couldn't speak for myself, right? This was a tremendous fight. And shout out to both men, Wood and Conlan. They put it all out there. And you guys saw the fight. Okay, you've seen the fight. I don't got to go all over it. There's people saying that Conlan threw the fight, that no punches really landed. And you know how it is with boxing fans, always conspiratorial. I do have the video of the knockout punch. It did happen, right? Just saying. That's funny, Team Batman. I was calling him a featherweight crotch. Great fight. I was happy to see that fight. It's the fight of the year so far, in my opinion. For those that haven't watched it, watch it. Okay? Great fight. Conlan was basically, in my opinion, for the first half, put on a boxing lesson. Then fatigue started kicking in large part because there was the body shots from Wood, and then slowed him down. The fight started getting really, really good after that. And then there was a late knockdown in the 11th, and he knocked him out, and basically out of the ring, literally. Right? He knocked him out of the ring. Right? Which is crazy. Quick side note, no, we don't need boxing in the cage. Okay, so, they need to fight in the cage. They fell out of the ring all the time. It doesn't happen all the time, okay? Maybe they should make sure they have something there, like instead of just concrete, Maybe the mats they use in wrestling and stuff like that. But no, they don't need to get rid of the ring. We don't need to use a cage. We don't need a fishing net outside of the ring. Relax. That's all I'm saying about that. Relax. Where's my beer? There we go. NYY Max in the building. How's it going, brother? How you doing? And so I enjoyed the fight. I'm thinking, what is there negative to say about this fight? I mean, both guys put it on the line. They put their bodies on the line for our entertainment. We enjoyed it, right? Wood showed tremendous heart despite being outgunned in the first half of the fight. Didn't give up on himself. Was getting beat. I thought he was getting caught really clean in the later rounds, but he still managed to turn it around, right? And I don't want to make it seem like this is a majority of boxing fans, but I see enough of them. And I think a lot of you know what I'm going to talk about, okay? Look. I don't understand fight fans that are not fans of good fights. Let me repeat myself. I don't understand fight fans that don't like good fights. Like I'm like, man, that was a great fight. Woo, shit, right? I jumped out of my seat when he knocked him out of the fucking ring. I was like, holy shit, this is the holy fuck, right? What a comeback, unbelievable, great stuff. And then you get this. Yeah, but that's rock'em sock'em, though. There's no defense. I mean, how come you guys like that? There's like no skill at all. Look, I understand a lot of you like stalemate boxing. A lot of you like gridlock boxing, right? A lot of you like game of tag boxing, right? Right. A lot of you like marathon tagging each other boxing. I like fights. Okay? I like fights. Now, I'm not going to confuse Conlan, especially now Wood, for being the best pound-for-pound boxers in the world. But to say that there were just two unskilled brutes in the ring just trading or some shit, until one went down, is ridiculous, all right? And you obviously don't understand what you're watching. Point blank, period. I felt Conlan was using skill in the fight. He was attempting to use defense in the fight. However, other factors kick in. Determination, will to win, fatigue, okay? Like when those things start to kick in, it breaks gridlock, it breaks stalemates, and then before you know it, they start fighting, and it becomes a battle of wills. And when Conlan tried to box, he was just too tired to continue. Like, that's just what it was. We live in a weird age where, like, people think, like, flawless victory is like a norm and like just going the whole fight without getting hit. I mean, the guys were getting hit like 30 to 40% of the time. The other 60% of the time, they were blocking or moving away from shots. There was defense in the fight, which is a very action-packed fight. So when it's an action-packed fight and they're fighting, of course, they're going to hit each other. This was a great fight. That's what this was. This it's like a growing trend with boxing fans. Like when a guy gets knocked out or something, it's always, because he fought stupid. He should have stuck and moved the whole fight. Like, has it never occurred to you that guys have tried that? They just weren't successful at it. It's not easy to do that. It's not easy to stick and move the whole fucking night. Okay? If you're actually hurting your opponent, if you're actually landing good shots on your opponent. So like that point blank period. It doesn't mean they can't improve on their defense. It doesn't mean any of that. What it means is, if it's a great fight, what's wrong with just saying, yeah, that was a good fight? Of course, in a rematch, so both have to go back to the drawing board and have to figure out, okay, this is what this guy was having success with. How can I limit that amount of success? Okay? That's the way it is. Stop, like, don't look at defense in boxing the way it is like in soccer, where there's only 2 goals a game. Okay? Look at defense in boxing the way you look at it like in basketball. Okay? Just because they scored 80 on the team doesn't mean the defense sucks, especially if the league average is over 90 points. All right? If the best ever landed 40%, okay, and another guy's landing 30%, it doesn't mean he's not being effective with his punches, okay? If guys that are really, really good at defense only get hit like 20% of the time, it doesn't mean that the guy that gets hit 40% of the time sucks. Well, just calm down. Front runner, as Shushan just said, front runner for fight of the year, okay? Stop looking for a reason to be the contrarian out here, because that's what a lot of you do, okay? Contrarians everywhere. Holy shit. Like, no, I like to fight. There was just no skill at all in the fight, really. I mean, just no skill. Stop! You sound stupid. Okay? But then the ring down starts running around the ring, and you guys call that skill. Like stop. All right? In fact, if you look at the play, Conlan had his hands up. Okay? And the moment he dropped his hand is when he got hit and knocked out. Go look at the little short film. All right? Conlan was anticipating the punch. Okay? Woods held it for a second and then threw it. He timed it perfectly to when he dropped the hand. Right? This a lot of you are just silly out here. Right? Skills pay the bills. Okay, like all right, whatever. All right, what do you want me to tell you? Okay, dudes are getting hit 40% of the time, not 100% of the time. They're like I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there. Para todo, for everything. Like, it's rock'em sock'em. Like, what does that mean? So they just have their feet planted and they're just going like this to each other like the whole time? Like in rock'em sock'em? That's it? It's just like this? That's all they do? They just stay there? They never move. They never use their feet. They never circle the ring. They never put their mitts up. Okay? They don't roll with any of the shots at all. Like nothing. Like shut the fuck up already. Sounds stupid out here. Right? And yes, there is fights that turn into staring matches because none of them have the balls to do what Conlan and Wood just did. All those boring ass fights where guys just look at each other and it's a fucking stalemate. There's like gridlock and shit. I'm just saying, all right? Hit and don't get hit. Well, they only got hit with like 30, 40% of the shots. That's pretty good. I'm just saying. Doesn't mean they can't do better. But a lot of you are just ridiculous. You're just sounding ridiculous out here, right? Plus, the body work, that investment that Wood put in, slowed down Conlan. Like, he slowed down. So he had a hard time seeing a lot of those punches coming now. So his legs give up on him, and he eventually got knocked the hell out. Right? And I want to give a quick shout out to Vergil Ortiz. Vergil Ortiz fell ill, and so the McKinson fight is not going to happen. I don't know what happened with Vergil Ortiz. So I don't know what to say about that, but it's just a shame because that was the biggest fight of the weekend. However, Dan Rafael reported this, and from what they're explaining, this could be due to dehydration. And what he fell ill with could be due to dehydration. which brings the question: will Vergil Ortiz end up going to 154 pounds? Right? Should Vergil Ortiz go to 154 pounds? And all I'm saying is, here's what I'll say: if this is related to him cutting weight, he should move up. Right? Now, I'll say this. Now, I'm not trying to suggest anything by saying it. It's just an observation. When Vergil was at the Robert Garcia Academy, they had guys that worked with him on strength and conditioning. Like they had a program, they had it set for all their fighters. So I don't know if there was like a change in how the way they were doing things. You know, a lot of times guys break away from big gyms like that and they say, you know what, we don't need a strength and conditioning guy. I'm not saying that's what happened here. I have no idea if he has a strength and conditioning coach. But they tend to just do hey, we could just do a regular road work and boxing workouts and we could lose the weight that way. But if you already have like a certain way of doing it down and you change it, right, that could have a negative effect. I have no clue that's what's happening here, but I just wanted to point that out. We might see Vergil Ortiz moving to 154 pounds if this is due to their weight cut. Okay, if whatever he's sick of or whatever illness he got was due to that or was contributed by that. So, just want to put that out there. I hope nothing but the best for Vergil Ortiz. I hope it gets better. Right. Shout out to Tony Bazo. Says exactly this style. Boxing scared to put it all on the line. There's a lot of guys that are scared to do that. No doubt about it. All right. I just wanted to kind of mention that, guys. There's going to be no Vergil Ortiz fight this weekend. So we'll see what happens with that. Okay. I don't even know the card's still going. I know that the Flair guy's on there, so they'll probably move his card up, and he will be on the main event. I want to go ahead and talk about George Kambosos and his victory lap that he's still taking, by the way. He's still doing the victory lap. Like, holy shit. You know what I mean? What's going on, Ozzy? Canelo fight each other. Okay, fight Saluk. Yeah. Fight each other. Okay. You fight Sulecki. Unbelievable. Thanks for that support, brother. Blair's going to main event. Well, there you go. Blair the Flair. So there's some Spence fans mad that Blair the Flair was calling out Spence. And they're calling it clout chasing. I just find it funny because a lot of little Spence fans are also Jermall fans. And they're fans of a lot of these fighters that are doing shit. They want to keep calling out Canelo. Shit's hilarious. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Oh, man. So now it's clout chasing. Okay. Errol Spence, I mean, is it clout chasing? I mean, let's use the same logic. Okay. I mean, he fought Ocampo, so why can't he fight Flair the Blair? He fought Ocampo, so why can't he fight, Crawford? What did Ocampo do? What heavy lifting did Ocampo do? Why can't he fight Crawford? Like, it's the same fucking shit. You know what I mean? Anyways, Kambosos, back to him. I don't know what's going on with George Kambosos, guys. I cannot, for the life of me, explain to you. The dude's been doing his victory lap for I don't know how long. People bitch about Teofimo Lopez doing it, but this dude's like over the top, bro. Okay, this guy's like still doing it. Tank already. It was between Tank, Loma, and Haney, according to Kambosos. Okay, right? Loma is in war right now. As crazy as that sounds, he's in a country that is at war right now, getting invaded by Russia. Tank is going to be fighting Rolly Romero in the biggest fight of the year, according to Big Nose, right? So there's only one name left, ladies and gentlemen. It's only Bill. There's not Bill. Well, although he's doing the rounds. There's only Devin Haney. That's it. Devin Haney's the only dude left. So what are we waiting for? Tank is fighting Raleigh. Okay. For the Conference USA Championship over there somewhere. Okay. One guy's in a war. There's only one name left. What are we waiting for? Like, all bullshit aside, if there's a good reason why he hasn't signed to fight Haney, I would like to hear it. I would love to hear it. I really would. I would love to see why it is that you haven't, and believe me, nobody could accuse me of being a Devin Haney fan. Nobody could accuse me of being an apologist for Devin Haney. Nobody could accuse me of being somebody that's always on Haney's side. But at this point, it's common sense. One dude's in a war. One already has another opponent. What are you waiting on, Kambosos? What are we waiting on? Now, you did tell Haney to his face that you would fight him next. Even before Loma was a factor and Tank was a factor. You did make a precedent where you said it was between those guys. Please don't tell me you're going to fight Ryan Garcia. Please don't tell me you're waiting on Ryan. Please don't tell me you're waiting on Loma and this war to end that nobody knows when it's going to end. It could end tomorrow. It could end in a year. We don't know. Colleagues are saying, Hearn said the fight is close to happening. It's time to speed up the process, ladies and gentlemen. Haney said he would take the exact same terms and pay, so just erase the name Loma and put Haney. You know? That's all you got to do. It's time to make that fight happen. I want to see Haney versus Kambosos. If Kambosos fights like a Sulecki type dude like that, I'm not going to do what a lot of Charlo fans do and attack and say, well, what Charlo did it. You know, I'm not going to say, what's a crappy fight? Is what I'm going to say. Well, that fight sucks is what I'm going to say. Well, that fight stinks is what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say. Kambosos is keeping us waiting. We're waiting for what? HLD says Team Kambosos waiting till the last minute to give Loma the benefit of the doubt for his circumstances to change, probably till this week per Aram. Loma has not himself said he is out. So what we're going to see, it's a fucked up situation what's happening in Ukraine. It is. And I wish them nothing but the best. Look, not a lot is going on in boxing right now, guys. Not a lot of fights to talk about. I'm looking forward to the months of April and May for sure. A lot of boxing fight. A lot of stacked cards to talk about. A lot of great fights to talk about. This is a very, very slow time. A very slow period in boxing. I kind of wish we had more fights going on, but we don't. We were going to have Vergil. We're not going to have that now. Wood versus Conlan ended up being the fight of the year, but I mean, what have we really had, right? So that is that. With that said, I appreciate everybody that tuned in. I do got to get going. It was just a solo show today, just me by myself, all by myself, like that. So next week, hope to have Nancy back and hope to give you guys a loaded show next week for sure. So I wanted to give you something instead of nothing. Sports kind of slow right now, man, but we'll see what happens. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to JC that just came in. Oh, those that just came in, go back to the archive and listen to the whole show. This is D-Style Boxing. Keep it boxing. I'm out.